Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for tuning in this evening. We're breaking down some of the convention and our respective thoughts about the Grassley judge race for Senate. The other piece of it, Doc, aside from whether or not she can effectively nationalize the issues and bring Donald. I mean, Donald Trump is not super popular in Iowa. He won. Oh, he was second place, but it wasn't a strong second. If I remember correctly. Don't know what his unfavorables in Iowa are, but if she's able to bring him in, and because Grassley has reached out and embraced Donald Trump, that is for sure. So to bring the Supreme Court Donald Trump into that race could be effective for her. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing how she can possibly beat him. But you never know. They're in office until they're not.
Well, I think there are three issues that are national issues that I believe will benefit Patty Judge. If she has a shot, these are going to be the three issues. The first issue is going to be, Syria. What are we going to do with Syria? Are we going to continue to have these Syrian immigrants come in? That's the first thing, because that's really going to be an area where the truth of the matter is the Republicans are weak on this. Here's a war that, they kind of sort of support. That is, if you're going to support ousting Saddam Hussein, you need to support getting rid of Assad. I mean, that's where we're at. The second thing that I think that she can go forward on is lately, Chuck has been rather obstinate. I mean, he's holding on to the party line, and let's face it, Democrats are good at co-opting Republican ideas and problems. The problem is this time we're not putting forth a message in general, the establishment, that is cohesive. The third problem, and I think this is really where it, you all right over there? You're going to die? It's that pink shirt, I'm telling you. The third problem is going to be the Supreme Court pick. This is going to be a huge thing. Here is Chuck Grassley blocking the Supreme Court nomination from Obama. And we've talked about that previously on the show. Go check out our previous shows about this. That can be a big issue. There are people that are moderates that think that Obama should have the opportunity to appoint a Supreme Court person. And I think if Patty Judge gets out there and say, listen, we all know Chuck's a very popular guy. We all know that, he has watched out for Iowa. But the problem is he is an obstructionist at this point, just like the rest of the Republican Party, because that's how you guys frame it. And I don't think that Chuck is going to be able to come right back on any of those issues in a way that's going to be effective. Now, I agree with you. I think Chuck's going to mop the floor with her because he's done that with everybody else. The problem is I think if you're going to have a shot at the Republicans at this seat with Chuck Grassley, it's going to be this year. I think Chuck is unassailable, but I think that is the key things that she's going to have to focus on.
Well, there's one other piece of it that I was not hip to until this weekend, but somebody pointed this out, and I think they're right as well. Patty Judge, more so than any other Democratic candidate who's run against Chuck Grassley, can at least play to the crowds that he plays to. More so than anyone. If I was going to compare her, if this person was going to compare Patty Judge to anybody, it would be a Leonard Boswell, who understands rural Iowa. She still has her farm. The family farm that she's been on forever. She knows how to go out to the counties and talk to folks. She's popular in Des Moines, but she also knows how to talk to people in Clarion and in Clarinda. And although those counties will never go for a Democrat, but you know what I mean. She's got that. She's got some folksiness to her that I think rural Iowans respond to. That she's not going to be a Bruce Braley walking around making comments about lawyers and farmers and fundraising. And so I think that he's got, and that's even more so than a Christy Vilsack or a Roxanne Conlon, great women, great candidates, but I think Patty Judge has got a little bit more of that hominess, I guess you would say, that Chuck himself has been able to turn into election wins year after year after year. So that also be a part of it. Another thing about the state convention we should get to before we have a break is the platform. And I know that you've been looking into some of the stuff that the Democrats voted in their platform. And I don't know if we're ever coming up to one or not, but maybe I can just rattle them off. The three big ones anyway.
Well, let me talk a little bit about, let me ask you this while we're on Patty Judge.
Yeah.
What do you think about her shifting more to the blue dog Democrat style? Maybe you go, well, I support the Second Amendment kind of stuff because that's what Leonard Boswell did. He was a fairly conservative guy. He just wanted more social programs. Do you think that would help? Because that would take away that would alleviate a lot of the fear
I don't know, because I'm not so certain how middle of the road Iowa is anymore with respect to its party politics. The conservatives in Iowa are very conservative. They've had a national reputation for being extremely conservative. The liberals in Iowa, they're not quite as liberal as the conservatives are conservative, but they're moving in that direction, I think. I don't know that would play, especially over the last few months with the Democrats have gun control in their wheelhouse. So they're going to be cranking that out. Putting a lot of pressure over the next few years. Something is going to happen with that, I think, eventually, especially when you saw the Supreme Court in New York and Connecticut reject challenges to the assault weapons bans up there. They didn't take those cases up. So I think that you're seeing some political pressure asserted. I'm not so sure. Not that the Second Amendment is the paragon of conservative Democrat virtue, but I'm not so certain that Patty Judge could run as a conservative Democrat and get much headway against a Chuck Grassley. Maybe it's not a bad thought, but maybe.
All right, we got about a minute, so give us the
boy.
Three.
Well, you gotta love.
Well, after the segment, we'll come back.
You gotta love the platform. The parties love to vote the platform. The big three that came out of it: the votes to abolish superdelegates, the votes to put legalization of prostitution and all drugs into the platform, and the commitment to reducing space junk by like 2050 or something. We'll talk about it.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We couldn't do what we do without you. We'll be back right after this break. We'll be talking about the Democratic platforms. And, people got mad at Newt Gingrich for his moon base, but I don't hear anybody saying anything about space junk. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Be back